Hi, loves. Welcome back to another episode of the Veronica Ramos Podcast. Thank you for coming back to this week's episode. Today, I'm super excited to just sit down and have girl talk, just talk and answer questions that you guys might have. But how are you? How is your week going? Mine is going really, really good. I have a closing today, which I'm super excited about. I'm so excited about it because I feel like it was a full circle moment for my client and she's my friend. I went to middle school with her and she's a nurse now and she's buying her first home. And I was just taking a picture with her and we just had a little moment because I remember playing outside and just seeing her in middle school, literally sixth graders, little girls. And now we're full grown women purchasing homes. And never did I think I remember a moment of in school, it was conference week and I saw her walk in and it was a moment that I always have in my brain, just a her moment that I have of her. And I just remember thinking just about her in that very moment. And now that I saw her buy her home, it just makes me so happy. But yeah, that's what I'm up to today. I'm waiting for the kids to get home. We are planning to go to Scarywood this coming week. We'll see if we actually make it because sometimes we be making plans and don't even go through with it. It just depends the day before if we're in the mood or not. But other than that, I have just been working. I've been enjoying the fall. It's definitely super chilly now, really cold, I feel like. But I don't mind it. I love the fall. I finally pulled out my fall uniform. I always, the last 2 years, I've been wearing these blazers and stuff, but I pulled them out. It feels good to wear blazers and not just dresses. And I was over summer already. I was tired of shorts and dresses and all of that. I wanted to wear my jackets and my leather jackets, my blazers. So all of that is out. And also, I was going to tell you guys a favorite of mine right now. I ordered on Honor. It's a workout set company. And I ordered a whole bunch of stuff, you guys. And I am obsessed. Their sports bras are perfectly made. Their gym leggings, I'm not wearing them right now, but I've been posting on them on my Instagram and they are so cute. They also have the nicest, is it called jumpsuits? The sweats and sweater thing, and they're so cute. I actually wore it on my last episode. Anyways, I love them. I'm definitely going to order more, but I just wanted to share that because I was obsessed and I know I was getting questions on Instagram about them. They are a little bit pricier, but I do think it's worth it. And I do think they took way too long to get here because I think they're based on the UK. So it took over 2 weeks to get here, which sucked, but it was definitely worth it. But today we are just having a girl talk. I'm just going to answer questions. I have a little bit of time today to record an episode, so that I just thought it would be a good idea to answer some of your questions. So the first one is, what's your advice for women who want to make real money but feel stuck in survival mode? This question, I feel is such a valid, good question because I feel a lot of women can relate to that. It's you have to pay your bills, sometimes there's dreams or things that you might want, but also the bills have to be paid. My advice to that woman is to really make a decision. It takes a decision. You have to really think about it if it's something that you want, and you have to be okay with sacrifices. And that's why I say you have to ask yourself if it's something that you really, really want, because you will have to go through a phase of hustle and you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be tired, but you're going to have to not let go of what is paying the bills, but then you're going to have to add on. And you're going to have to build that momentum. So it's not you should just let go of what you're doing that's paying the bills. No, you need to add to that. And so that's why you need to ask yourself if it's something that you really, really want, because it's going to take a few months if you make that decision to build momentum. You're going to have to work so hard. You know yourself what you need to do, right? Whatever it is that you're trying to to build or do, you know how to do it. That's why you have that thing in you that you want to do it, right? But I think once it comes down to it and you think about all the work that needs to be done, that's where you're like, whoa, I don't know if I want that because I'm already exhausted from the other job. But I feel like if you make that decision, all it takes is to make that decision to tell yourself, for 6 months, I'm going to hustle. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to have hard days. I'm probably going to cry, but those 6 months are going to be worth it at the end. And it's a sacrifice that you need to have and do to build momentum to then hopefully be able to do that one thing on its own and not have to, worry about the job that you needed in order to pay the bills. So I think that's my advice, really taking the time to think if it's something that you really want, because there's going to be sacrifice, as in you're not going to be able to be with your family a lot on the weekend. And it's okay. Like when I go through that phase that I need to build momentum, I sit my family down and I let them know, like, hey guys, I am locking in for the next few months. I am going to probably be working a lot and it's something that I have to do. And obviously I'm intentional. Like I will, it's like, that's where you're going to have to start saying no to things. Like if somebody invites you to go out, you're going to have to make the sacrifice of saying no, so that then, like, let's say you have kids, you can spend that time that you do have with your kids and not somewhere else. So you really have to sacrifice a lot to build momentum, but then once you have that momentum, you won't let it go. But there's just no way that you can build something without the beginning of it, of really going all in. Like you have to go all in. And like I was saying, there's times where, like in the summer, I decided I didn't want to work as much. So then I kind of let go of that momentum. And so now I'm back building momentum. So then I let my family know, and I know what I need to do, right? Like for me, for real estate, it's like I need to do an open house Saturday and Sunday. I need to make my calls every single day. I need to be at the office. Like there's the things that you need to do, that you have to do. And so then I do those. And that makes me be away from home a lot because I'm working a lot. But then if somebody invites me somewhere and I know it's a time where I can be with my kids, then I have to say no, because I'm already working so much that I don't want to go do that. Even though I do want to, I prefer to be with my kids because that's my priority. So I hope this even makes sense. But there's just no way that you can build momentum without putting in the work and for a few months and really just like locking in for a few months. You need to identify what is it that you need to do based on what you want to do, right? So maybe it's signing up for school, maybe it's taking a course, whatever it is for you, you need to identify it and also identify the things that you need to get done. I do feel like sometimes we want to hear something else. Like you want to hear that there's an easier way, or that like there's a way to do it without putting in work. And there just isn't a way. Like the only way is to put in work. You know what you need to do. You know what is the thing that you need to do to get to where you want to go, whatever the goal is. You just put it off, but you know what it is. And so then just realizing that's what you need to do. And like I said, see if it's something that you want to do and if it's a sacrifice that you're willing to do. And if you're not willing to, do those and, work a lot for the next maybe year, then you don't want it hard enough. And I know it's hard. I've definitely been before in my life on survival mode, but that could be like your grit. That could be the thing that gets you out, which was the thing that got me out. Just because you might be struggling right now, like that's just a season in your life. It doesn't mean that it's always going to be like that. Grab onto that and tell yourself, I never want to be in this position, or I want better. And that is a reason why you're going to make that sacrifice. And, one of the things that I always tell myself is like my why, like, why am I doing this? And my why is because I never want to be where I was, because I know what it is to be broke, and I know how your stomach hurts and how you feel so shitty. Like like not being able to pay your bills. And so that can be your why, and that'll help you decide if you're willing to make that sacrifice. Okay, so the next question is, I want to start a business, but I feel like no one will take me seriously. How do I just start? Just start. Action is everything, you guys. Just start. And trust me, no one will support you, or maybe a few people will support you, but you will not get support until you actually make it. It's sad and it sucks. And there will be, maybe close family members that do support you, but people don't support you until you're doing good. Like, it sucks. I was telling my friend the other day, because in real estate, I started real estate when I was 18, and that was always a thing for me, that I felt like no one would take me seriously because I was young. And you guys, there's people for everyone. As long as you're doing the work that you need to do, someone will believe in you. I remember, I was going to tell you guys a story, but I was telling my friend the other day, out of the 300 people that I've helped purchase a home, I've only helped 2 family members of mine. And yes, they have bought and sold homes before. And I don't care. Like, it does not bother me. It does not hurt me. But it's crazy, because you need to understand that strangers will support you, and there will be people that support you, and you don't need the support from anybody. As long as you're doing the work, people will come and people will believe in you. One of my first clients, one of my biggest listings that I took was from me making phone calls, calling a for sale by owner. And I remember I was terrified, because I was just terrified, making phone calls. And I called, I made an appointment. I was studying the scripts or whatever. And I somehow booked an appointment with him. I didn't even have a lot of experience, but I did over prepare for it, because obviously that's what it is. Someone will believe in you if you put in the work and if you're, learning and doing the stuff. And so I went to the appointment. I got the listing. It was one of the most expensive listings I had got. And he literally told me, I am giving you this listing because somebody did something for me when I was young and believed in me, and now I want to pass it on. He was an older man, and he's and I want to give you the listing. Oh my God, I could cry, because he believed in me, and I sold it. He was super nice, but you don't need anyone. And that just motivated me to keep going. And there's gonna be people that just because you're in the right spot and you're doing and you're trying, and that has been my whole business. Most of my clients, before I helped them, I never knew them. Never. Most of them. Some of them are obviously my sphere, but a lot of them is just through social media and through I don't even know how. I just was making a lot of phone calls and doing all the stuff that I was learning, and somehow I just started getting clients. So just know that you will not get supported by people, and that's okay. You can still do it, you can still make it, and don't let that be the reason that you stop doing the thing that you want to do. You also need to understand that you're going to be new. You're going to feel cringe, you're going to feel weird, you're going to feel dumb, but everybody starts at the beginning of something and they look silly doing it, and then you just improve and improve. So don't allow those stories in your head to take over, because your head can be a space that blocks you from a lot of things, because you just start creating things in your head and then these scenarios, and you start believing the things that you're thinking. So yeah, don't let that do the thing, and people will believe in you. Okay, so the next one is, how do you deal with burnout when you're chasing big goals, but you're tired of always being on? I think a lot of people say hustle, hustle, and I do fully think hustle, but as important as hard work is, rest is as important. I cannot express that enough. When you rest, your creativeness comes back. When you're burnt out, when you're working non-stop, you just are like on auto mode, and then your business can stay in a line, not grow because you're just so burnt out. In my opinion, I think rest days or a rest week going on a vacation is like the amount of growth I have when I take a 1 week vacation or even a road trip with my family. And I've told you guys before, when I take a road trip and I get like rest or even just 1 day or 1 week, I just like my brain is silent and I'm able to actually think, and it makes my business grow more because then I'm able to think. It's crazy, but I think rest is as important as hustle in order to grow. Also check on what can be draining you. It could be someone, it could be something that you're doing that you just absolutely hate doing and you're doing it. I think also checking your surroundings and the energy around you and the things that might be burning you out. It could be a thing that might be burning you out that you're doing that's like draining you, and try to remove that. Like really think about what could be draining you. It could be a person that is blocking you from different things, someone in your business, or something that can be causing the burnout. Like really look at your surroundings and be like, what is making me unhappy? What is making me feel burnt out that I can get rid of and don't feel bad about it? Like it could be a relationship. It could be a thing that you're doing. If it's something that drains you in your business, other than a person, it could be a thing. Learn, how can I find a way to delegate this? Try to find a way that I don't have to do it so it doesn't take my energy and burns me out because you hate doing it, right? So really look at the people that you surround yourself with is crucial. So look at that and remove that as well. Maybe it's you're doing too much. You're saying yes to way too many things. Learn to say no or to just not go. And you don't need to give someone an explanation. Like sometimes I'll just be like, sorry, I can't make it. I'm not going to be like, sorry, I can't make it. My Sundays, no, sorry, I wish I could make it. Or unfortunately, I cannot make it. Like no tienes que dar tantas explicaciones, you know? Burnout can be just you're doing too many things. So for me, I also look at when I say yes to something, I'm like, okay, do I really want to do it? Or do I rather have the evening to myself with my kids so that I can feel more energized? Or do I want to go, you know? So look at that as well. Another thing for me that helps me is I try to not overbook myself for the day. There is days for sure that I'm like, I'm just going to have to, but I do have boundaries with that. Like if I have like one of those really full days that I'm like back to back, then the next day I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm just gonna do maybe the very basic, the most important, or maybe just fully take the day off. If I had a full weekend full of showings and full of things, I'll take Monday off. Like really learning, and then throughout my days, I really, before I book an appointment, especially as a business owner, I look at my calendar. I don't just say, yes, I can do that time. I look at my calendar and I'm like, okay, if I already have 2 appointments here, I'm not going to overbook myself because then I'm way too stressed. Like there's a whole week, you know, you don't need to put everything in one day, because I used to do that. I used to just like, yeah, that time works. Let me just put it in. I would just put based on their time. And I think it's really nice. I feel like we're in a time where people really do value your time. And like, if it doesn't work for you, then they make another time work. And that's just how it is. And I feel like at the beginning, I was like, you know, whatever works for you, because what else am I going to do? Like, I don't have any other business. But now, like, I just try not to overbook my day way too much. Or if I have a full busy week or day, then I try to take the next day off. But yeah, that is it for today. I hope this advice helps anyone out. And thank you so much for sending your questions in and for listening to this week's episode. Make sure to share with anyone, share on your social media. I would love to see like who's listening, and I will talk to you guys next week.